Hello everyone. Don't you hate it when a sentence doesn't end the way you pineapple? Eh? Did I getcha? That may have been due to a concept that we will discuss in this video called the Benign Violation Theory. Now, before we start this video, I want to clarify that the psychology behind humor is pretty complicated, and there isn't really one theory that can describe all of its complexities. However, this theory does a pretty good job, and I've been able to see patterns of it in my life, so I thought it would be worth discussing. The Benign Violation Theory was defined by Peter McGraw and Caleb Warren. It attempts to universally identify what humans find funny with three basic ingredients. First, a situation must be considered a violation. Next, a situation must be considered benign. And third, these two things must occur at the same time. A violation threatens the way you believe the world should be. It can be a physical threat, a breaking of social, linguistic, or moral rules, an interruption of a pattern, etc. To consider a situation benign, it has to be distant from you. You must not be committed to the violated norm, or you have some alternative interpretation of the violation. Pretty much, it wouldn't put you or the things you believe at risk or harm. I'll put a link to their paper below and you can read more about these definitions, but they go further into detail about how someone would define a situation as benign, a violation, or both. For the sake of this video, however, I thought it would be more helpful to talk through some examples. Let's start with tickling. How does tickling work with this model? Well, tickling works under a benign violation. The violation is being tickled, and the situation is benign when done by someone you trust. This situation wouldn't be nearly as funny if the situation was completely benign, when you are tickling yourself. The situation also wouldn't be funny if the situation was a complete violation, when you are being tickled by a creepy stranger or someone you do not trust. Tickling is only funny when it's a violation of the norm in a benign setting. Puns. Let's talk about them. So the violation here would be the linguistic violation, right? You're using a word that doesn't necessarily fit normal grammatical standards. The situation is benign because the sentence being spoken is not threatening to you or your beliefs, and you still understand it. How do we make it a complete violation? Well, let's say the sentence doesn't make sense at all, or it's extremely offensive. How do you make it completely benign? Well, the sentence just follows regular rules. Let's talk about it. Slapstick humor. Let's make something up. Violation. Character walks into the room with a huge bump on their head from a falling piano. They are very injured. Benign situation. The character is completely okay and in a healthy state. Benign violation. Character walks into the room with a huge bump on their head from a falling piano, but they are in a healthy state. You remove either one of these and you either have a serious medical emergency or a dull situation. Okay, so now we've pretty much dissected what this theory is proposing. When researching this theory, two real-life examples popped into my mind. You know when jokes get old because they become predictable? I bet that's because they're no longer a violation of the norm. For example, Gary always says the same joke about it being a water cooler, but the water never being cold. Maybe it was funny the first time, but now it's just annoying and benign. Or when someone is teasing someone a lot and it just gets too far, it's no longer funny. For example, at first it's funny to make fun of Mark for his short stature, and Mark takes it well. But as teasing continues, Mark's feelings start to get hurt. Then it becomes a complete violation because it's violating serious morals and isn't funny. Now, maybe you laughed at nothing in this video and are saying, well, this theory clearly doesn't prove anything because my sense of humor is a lot more complicated than that. Okay, that's fine. Humor is incredibly hard to define, and this theory is one of many that can explain why things are funny. However, this one does a good job of explaining a lot of what I find funny, so I thought it would be an interesting one to make. Maybe I'll make some more videos discussing more humor theories in the future. They are fun. Neat. What do you think? Does this theory make sense to you? Do you find that the benign violation explains a lot of what you find funny? Comment below and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.